Picture this. The sun dips low, painting the sky in hues of gold, and you're perched on the edge of your worn leather chair. You take a breath, ready to rise, perhaps to chase a grandchild's laughter or dance to a tune from your youth. But then it happens. Your legs, those faithful pillars of a life well lived, falter, a tremble, a wobble, a quiet betrayal. The stairs loom like a taunting giant, and a simple walk feels like a pilgrimage. If this stirs a memory, a pang of recognition, then listen closely, because what I'm about to share isn't just a video. It's a lifeline. I'm Dr. Andrew Weil, a physician who spent 3 decades peering into the mysteries of aging, not as a cold scientist, but as a storyteller of the human body, a weaver of hope for those who refuse to let time steal their stride. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on a truth too many ignore. Weak legs aren't the inevitable toll of years. They're a whisper, a warning, and with the right tools, a whisper we can silence. In this video, you'll uncover 6 superfoods, humble heroes of nature, that can rebuild your strength, reignite your mobility, and hand you back the keys to an active life. This isn't fluff or fleeting trends. It's science wrapped in stories, seasoned with 30 years of watching patients transform. You'll meet people like you, real seniors who turn jelly legs into steel, and you'll leave with a plan so simple, yet so powerful, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. But here's my plea. This journey's richer when we walk it together. If what you hear today lights a spark, lifts your spirit, or sets your legs tingling with possibility, hit that like button. It's a nod to say, I'm in. Share it with someone whose steps need steadying, and subscribe, because this channel's your companion in the art of aging boldly. Stick with me to the end. The secrets I've gathered are too vital to miss, and the tales too gripping to skip. So tell me in the comments, where are you watching from, and what dream do your legs still ache to chase? Let's begin. This is your moment to rise. Why legs weaken, the hidden culprits. Now let's dig into the heart of it all, the why. Why do our legs, once so tireless and strong, begin to falter as the years pile on? Understanding this isn't just about satisfying curiosity, it's about arming ourselves with knowledge, turning the unknown into something we can face head-on and conquer. Over my 3 decades as a physician, I've sat across from countless seniors, their faces etched with a mix of frustration and disbelief. Dr. Weil, they'd say, their voices trembling with a quiet anger. I used to climb mountains, literal mountains. I'd trek through forests, scale rocky paths, feel the wind whip against my face as I stood at the summit. Now, I can barely climb the 3 steps to my front porch without gripping the railing like it's my last lifeline. I've heard this story so many times in so many forms. Patients who once raced after their kids in the backyard, who danced until midnight at every celebration, now reduced to shuffling steps and cautious movements. It breaks my heart every time, not because it's sad, but because it doesn't have to be this way. The science backs their stories, and it's a tale we need to unravel together. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. As we age, our muscles start to slip away in a slow, almost imperceptible retreat. There's a name for it, sarcopenia, and it's not as dramatic as it sounds. It doesn't burst onto the scene with fanfare. It creeps in silently, starting as early as our 30s, nibbling away at our muscle mass by about 1 to 2% each year. You might not notice it in your 40s or even your 50s. Life keeps you busy, your legs keep moving, but after 60, it picks up speed like a storm gathering strength on the horizon. By the time you're in your 70s, that loss can compound into something you feel every day. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Gerontology laid it out plainly. Without intervention, without action, our legs, the workhorses of our bodies, the ones that carry us through every step of life, take the hardest hit. They're the first to weaken, the first to wobble, because they bear the brunt of our weight, our movement, our very existence. But sarcopenia isn't the only culprit lurking in the shadows. There's more to this story, hidden villains that work in tandem to sap the strength from your legs. Poor circulation is one of them, and it's a sneaky thief, Imagine your blood vessels as highways, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every muscle fiber in your legs. Over time, those highways can narrow, sometimes from inactivity, sometimes from years of less than ideal habits, until the flow slows to a trickle. Your muscles, starved of oxygen, begin to tire faster, recover slower, and weaken under pressure. Then there are the nutritional gaps, the quiet deficiencies that build up over decades. Too little protein, and your muscles lack the raw materials to repair themselves. Too little potassium, and they cramp up at the slightest exertion. Too little vitamin D, and they lose their resilience, their ability to hold you steady. I've seen it in blood tests, in patient charts, seniors who thought they were eating fine, only to discover their bodies were crying out for more. I'll never forget a conversation I had years ago with Dr. Stuart Phillips, one of the world's leading experts on muscle health. We were at a conference sipping coffee between sessions, and he leaned across the table, his eyes sharp with conviction. "Andrew," he said, "legs are the unsung heroes of independence. They're what keep us moving, living, thriving. Feed them right, give them the fuel they deserve, and they'll repay you tenfold. Ignore them, and they'll fade away, taking your freedom with them." That stuck with me, not just as a doctor, but as someone who's watched patients lose their spark and then find it again. What you put on your plate isn't just food, it's the architect of your mobility, the foundation of your strength, and that's where we're headed next. Let's meet the 6 superfoods that don't just fight back against these culprits. They rewrite the story entirely, turning weakness into resilience, one bite at a time. Chapitre: the superfoods, nature's prescription for strong legs. Superfood number 1, sweet potatoes, the sustained energy spark. Let's kick things off with sweet potatoes, those earthy orange jewels you might have tucked away in your pantry, waiting for a holiday recipe. But trust me, they're not just for Thanksgiving. They're a dynamo, a powerhouse of complex carbohydrates that deliver energy in steady, reliable waves. Not the fleeting, crashing jolts you get from white bread or those sugary snacks that promise a boost and then leave you slumped. I came across a fascinating study from 2022 in the Journal of Applied Physiology that really drove this home. Researchers put athletes through their paces, feeding some sweet potatoes and others processed carbs before grueling workouts. The results? Those on sweet potatoes didn't just outlast their peers. They recovered faster, their muscles bouncing back with a resilience that surprised even the scientists. Now, you might not be running marathons, but translate that to your life. Imagine having the stamina to stroll through the park with your grandkids, to climb the stairs to your bedroom without that heavy, dragging feeling in your legs. That's what sweet potatoes bring to the table. Literally. And it's not just about energy. There's a mineral magic at play here that makes them even more remarkable. Potassium, for one. It's like a guardian against those sudden, painful cramps that can stop you in your tracks. Magnesium joins the party, soothing inflammation that builds up in tired muscles after years of wear and tear. Dr. Michael Greger, a dear friend and a brilliant mind in nutrition, once sat me down over tea and said, "Andrew, bake them, steam them. Whatever you do, keep the goodness locked inside. That's where the real power lies." I've taken his advice to heart, and I'll add my own twist. Drizzle them with a little olive oil. It's not just for flavor. It helps your body soak up those nutrients even better, turning every bite into a gift for your legs. Let me tell you about Margaret. She was 68 when she shuffled into my office 2 years ago. Her shoulders slumped, her voice soft with defeat. "Doctor, Weil, my legs feel like jelly after just a short walk to the mailbox," she said. I asked about her diet: cereal for breakfast, canned soup for dinner, a parade of empty calories that offered no support. We made a plan, a simple challenge. Roasted sweet potatoes 3 times a week. I gave her a recipe: cube them, toss them with rosemary and olive oil, roast them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes until they're golden and fragrant. She looked skeptical, but she promised to try. 6 months later, I got a call. "Doctor, Weil," she exclaimed, her voice bright and alive. I'm hiking with my book club now. 3 miles last weekend. It's like I found a hidden gear I didn't know I had. That's no fluke, no coincidence. It's food as medicine, pure and simple. Here's my prescription for you. Take a sweet potato. Doesn't have to be fancy, just one from your local market. Cube it up, toss it with a sprinkle of rosemary and a drizzle of olive oil, and roast it at 400 degrees for half an hour. The smell alone will lift your spirits, but the real magic happens when you take that first bite. It's not just a meal, it's a vow to your legs, a promise that says, we're not done yet, we're still in this game. Superfood number 2. Oats, the quiet champion of repair. Next up, oats. Humble, hearty, and oh so often underestimated. I'm not talking about those sugary instant packets that line the supermarket shelves. I mean the real deal. Steel-cut or rolled oats, the kind that feel like a warm hug in a bowl. These little grains are brimming with plant-based protein and a special fiber called beta-glucan, and they're a quiet champion for your legs. A 2021 study in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition caught my attention. It showed seniors who added more plant proteins, like oats, to their diets had noticeably stronger legs than those who stuck to their old ways. That protein helps rebuild muscle fibers that wear down over time, while the beta-glucan works behind the scenes like a circulation whisperer. That's what Dr. Mark Hyman calls it. It ferries oxygen to your tired muscles, keeping them energized and ready to move. I've got a story for you. Meet Tom. He was 72 when he came to me, a gruff retired mechanic with a love for golf that he'd had to shelve. Dr. Weil, my legs are so stiff I can't swing a club anymore, he grumbled. Oats? That's rabbit food. I laughed and told him to humor me. Just 1 month of oatmeal, slow cooked with chia seeds and walnuts for extra punch. He rolled his eyes but agreed. 3 weeks later, my phone rang. Dr. Weil, you won't believe this, he said, his voice buzzing with excitement. I played 18 holes yesterday. 18! Felt like I could have gone another round. That's the quiet power of oats. They don't shout their benefits. They just get to work, rebuilding what time has chipped away. My prescription? Start your day with half a cup of oats, slow cooked, not rushed. Top it with a spoonful of yogurt or a handful of nuts. It's not glamorous, not flashy, but it's a steadfast ally for your legs, a friend that shows up every morning to keep you moving. Superfood number 3. Avocados, the soothing fat fountain. Now let's talk avocados. Creamy, green, and a true gift to your muscles. These aren't just a trendy toast topping. They're loaded with monounsaturated fats, potassium, and vitamin E, a trio that tackles inflammation, banishes cramps, and shields your muscle cells from the wear of time. A 2022 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who ate more healthy fats, like those in avocados, had better muscle strength. A pattern I've seen again and again in my own practice. Take Linda, for example. She was 65, a passionate gardener who came to me complaining of heavy legs that slowed her down among her roses. Her potassium levels were low, her diet devoid of good fats. I suggested avocado toast, simple, satisfying, a slice of whole grain bread topped with half an avocado mashed with a pinch of salt. 2 months later, she walked in beaming. Dr. Weil, I'm weeding without wincing now. It's like my legs got an oil change. That's the avocado's quiet power, soothing and strengthening all at once. Here's my prescription. Grab half an avocado, smear it on whole grain toast or toss it into a salad. It beats a banana for potassium and wraps it all in comfort food goodness. Your legs will hum with gratitude, I promise you that. Superfood number 4. Berries, the guardians of youth. And now berries, blueberries, strawberries, a burst of color and vigor in every handful. These tiny wonders are packed with antioxidants, anthocyanins, and polyphenols that fight the oxidative stress aging heaps on your muscles. A 2021 study from the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition showed they speed up recovery and boost endurance, a lifeline for legs under siege. John's story brings this to life. He was 70, a retired runner who'd hung up his shoes because of sore, aching legs. I urged him to try a daily handful of blueberries in his yogurt. A month later, he called me, breathless with joy. Doctor, well, I jogged a 5K with my grandson yesterday. I feel 50 again. Berries didn't just heal his muscles, they turned back the clock. My prescription? Toss a handful of berries into your breakfast or blend them into a smoothie. They're sweet armor, guarding your legs against the years, keeping them young and ready. More superfoods in the bigger picture. Superfood number 5. Salmon, the deep sea strengthener. Salmon glides in next, rich, flavorful, and brimming with omega-3s, protein, and vitamin D. A 2022 American Journal of Clinical Nutrition study showed seniors who ate more fish had stronger legs, and Dr. Rhonda Patrick, a brilliant researcher, explains why. Omega-3s rebuild muscle cells at their core, while vitamin D eases stiffness that creeps in with age. Sarah's story is a perfect example. She was 67, dreading stairs after knee pain flared up. Her omega-3 levels were low, so we added salmon, grilled with lemon and herbs, twice a week. 3 months later, she climbed 2 flights and laughed. I'm not afraid of heights anymore. Salmon rewrote her limits. My prescription? Grill a salmon fillet with lemon and herbs, twice weekly. It's a feast that fortifies your legs, step by step, with every delicious bite. Superfood number 6. Eggs, the timeless muscle mender. Finally, eggs. Simple, perfect, packed with all 9 essential amino acids and vitamin D. A 2021 Journal of the American Geriatric Society study linked egg intake to stronger legs, and Dr. Stuart Phillips calls them bioavailable gold for muscle repair. Henry's tale proves it. He was 73, shuffling after hip surgery, dismissing eggs as too basic. I insisted, 2 scrambled eggs daily. 6 weeks later, he danced at his granddaughter's wedding, winking, eggs beat therapy. Simple became extraordinary. My prescription? 1 or 2 eggs, boiled, scrambled anyway. Daily. They're the unsung heroes keeping your legs steady, day after day. The bigger picture, lessons from the plate. What ties all this together? Leg weakness isn't your fate. It's a challenge you can meet head-on, armed with your fork. Sweet potatoes energize you through the day, oats repair what's worn down, avocados soothe the aches, berries protect against time's toll, salmon fortifies your foundation, and eggs sustain your strength. Margaret hiked trails again, Tom swung his golf clubs, Linda tended her garden, John ran with his grandson, Sarah conquered stairs, Henry danced with joy. These aren't just stories. They're proof that food can rewrite your future. In my 30 years as a doctor, I've learned one unshakable truth. Aging isn't about giving up. It's about choosing your strategy, fighting for your freedom. Here's your next step. Pick one superfood, just one, this week. Try it, taste it, feel it in your bones. Then come back here, share it in the comments. Did it spark something new? Your legs aren't just limbs. They're your bridge to a life unbroken, a life you deserve. Consult your doctor first, but don't wait another day. Start now. This is your chance to reclaim what time tried to steal, and I believe in you. Step into your future. And so here we stand, at the edge of something extraordinary. You've journeyed with me through the science, the stories, the simple brilliance of 6 superfoods that hold the power to transform your legs, your life. Sweet potatoes, oats, avocados, berries, salmon, eggs. They're not just ingredients on a plate. They're tools in your hands, keys to a door you thought was locked forever. This isn't the end of our time together. It's your beginning. Picture it now. That first bite of roasted sweet potato, warm and earthy, filling you with energy you haven't felt in years. That first morning with a bowl of oats, quiet and steady, rebuilding what's been lost. The creamy comfort of avocado, the burst of berries, the richness of salmon, the humble strength of eggs, each one a step toward a stronger you. I've seen it happen time and time again. Patients who walked in defeated, shoulders hunched, spirits low, only to walk out weeks later with a spring in their step, a light in their eyes. Margaret hiking with her friends, laughing as the wind tousled her hair. Tom swinging his golf club with the confidence of a younger man, the greens stretching out before him. Linda kneeling in her garden, her hands in the soil and her heart full of peace. John jogging beside his grandson, their footsteps pounding in rhythm. Sarah climbing stairs with a grin, fearless and free. Henry twirling his granddaughter across a dance floor, the music lifting them both. These aren't dreams. They're real. They're possible. They're within your reach. So take this with you. This knowledge, this power, it's yours now. Start small if you need to. A sweet potato roasted tonight, an egg scrambled tomorrow morning. But start. Feel that first spark of strength, that first whisper of possibility, and watch it grow. Your legs are ready to rise to carry you toward the dreams you've tucked away for too long. If this journey has moved you, if it's lit a fire inside, then please hit that like button. It's a quiet cheer, a way to say, I'm part of this. Share it with someone you love, someone whose steps need steadying, and let's build this community of strength together. Subscribe if you're ready for more. More ways to age, not just gracefully, but powerfully, boldly, vibrantly. Thank you for walking this path with me today. It's been an honor to share these secrets, these stories, these tools with you. Now go, step boldly into your future. Your legs are ready, waiting to carry you toward a life of joy, of freedom, of everything you deserve. One question before we part. Are you ready to rise? I know you are. Let's make it happen. Together.